The sun was shining high in the sky as Maria walked through the streets of the city. She felt the warm wind blowing on her face and smiled to herself, thinking about how good it was to be alive. Maria was a young woman of 25, with black hair and bright green eyes. She had a simple, but happy, life working as a salesperson in a small clothing store in the city center. But on that day, she wasn't thinking about work. She was about to meet her true love. 3 years ago, Lucas' mother lost her husband in a tragic car accident. Since then, she never felt the same. She cried every night before going to sleep and felt lonely and lost without the love of her life. One day, Lucas came running to his mother, radiant with joy, and said to her, "Mom, I was playing with Dad in the garden. He taught me how to play ball and gave me a big hug." The mother turned pale upon hearing this. She didn't know how to explain to her son that his father had passed away and that he would never come back. She sat on the couch, with tears in her eyes, and explained to her son that his dad had gone to a place where he couldn't play with him anymore. Lucas was confused and sad, but his mother hugged him and told him that his dad would always be present in their hearts and that they could remember him whenever they wanted. From that day on, Lucas' mother started feeling a little stronger. She knew she would never forget her husband, but she also knew she needed to move on and be strong for her son. She started doing things she liked, like dancing and painting, and started feeling a little more alive. And although Lucas' dad was no longer there to play with him, Lucas' mother knew that her husband's love would continue to live in her heart forever. Maria walked through the streets of the city, smiling to herself as she thought about the meeting she would have later with her true love. She couldn't believe she would finally find the person she had always dreamed of. But when she arrived at the meeting place, she was shocked to see the person waiting for her. It was her ex-boyfriend, the man who had betrayed and hurt her years ago. Maria was furious and tried to leave as quickly as possible, but her ex-boyfriend held her by the arm and said to her, "I know I was an idiot in the past, but I've changed. I love you, Maria, and I want to spend the rest of my life by your side." Maria was surprised by her ex-boyfriend's words and, after a moment of reflection, decided to give him a chance. She hugged him and they kissed, happy to have found each other again. And so, the sun continued to shine brightly in the sky as Maria and her ex-boyfriend walked hand in hand, filled with hope for the future.